In the undead apocalypse, no one is safe from a tragic demise. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 saddest Fear the Walking Dead deaths.
Please.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the most heartbreaking deaths from the first 3 seasons of the series. And since we're discussing fatal plot points, you can expect mature content and a horde of spoilers swarming your way. Number 10. Griselda Salazar.
Déjalos entrar y cierra.
When a riot breaks out in LA, Griselda Salazar convinces her husband to let Liza, Travis, and Chris hide inside her family's store. After a fire forces them to evacuate, Griselda's foot gets pinned by metal. Her condition worsens as society breaks down. Eventually, she's taken away from her family to receive treatment. But by the time Liza finds her, Griselda's foot has been amputated and she's delirious.
Todas esas noches, mi esposo y yo juntos. Todas las noches, esperando que rompieran esa puerta.
Sadly, Griselda's family never even gets to say goodbye. But even if they had been present, her delirium would have made that farewell difficult. As a final somber note, Liza shoots Griselda in the head so she doesn't become an infected. Number 9. Thomas Abigail.
Thomas!
After escaping LA on a boat named the Abigail, Strand is hell-bent on making it to Mexico. It's later revealed that he made the trip to reunite with his lover Thomas Abigail. But by the time Strand reaches Mexico, he finds that Thomas has been bitten by an infected.
Better late than never.
He refuses to leave Thomas's side and decides to die with him.
I don't want to leave you.
However, Strand backs out of his promise at the last moment and shoots his lover so he won't turn. Coleman Domingo and Doug Ray Scott's excellent performances elevate every moment. Strand doesn't show vulnerability often, but when he does, it is heartbreaking.
I could go with you.
Number 8. Russell and Martha Brown.
My love.
Martha and Russell Brown were an older married couple who were always seen in the background, but they're placed front and center in one tragic vignette. Russell awakes in the middle of the night to find that Martha has turned. Although she tries to bite him, her lack of dentures makes it impossible. Instead of running away from his infected wife, Russell dances with her. Unable to go on without her, he takes a gun and shoots himself and his wife in the head. The whole scene only lasts for a few minutes, but their deaths still pack a huge emotional punch.
That kiss will live in my heart.
Number 7. Matt Sale.
Meet me at the beach. We could watch the sunset. Go back to my place.
Before the infected outbreak overtook LA, Alicia and her boyfriend Matt made plans to meet up. But when he fails to show, Alicia visits his house and finds him feverish and weak. Although she and her parents try to help, it's not long before they realize Matt has been bitten. Alicia tries to stay, but Matt encourages her to go and says that his family is on the way to help.
Press me home, so.
The young Matt sending Alicia away was an incredibly mature and horrifyingly sad decision that saved her life. Whether his parents arrived to see their son before he became undead is a depressing question that remains unanswered. Number 6. Jeremiah Jake Otto Jr.
If the ranch knew what you really are.
Throughout his life, Jake constantly tried to keep his brother Troy's sadistic side under control. But when Troy plots to lead a horde of infected right to a ranch of survivors, Jake makes the painful decision to take his brother out.
You know they scream, Nick? Rabbits, they scream like human beings.
However, Nick intervenes at the last second and knocks Jake away from his brother and right into an infected's teeth. Although Nick and Troy amputate the bitten arm, he bleeds out, dies, and reanimates soon after. Sadly, Jake's death doesn't prevent the ranch from being overrun with infected. His passing only succeeds in bringing more pain to his loved ones. Number 5. Christopher Manawa. As the apocalypse rages on, Chris adopts darker methods to survive. His sinister behavior leads him to abandon his father Travis and start traveling. When Chris falls asleep while driving new allies around, he gets into a horrific accident. Although he escapes the wreck with a damaged leg, his companions decide the injury is too severe and that he must be put down. Chris may have chosen a dark path, but the sight of the teenager crawling and desperate to live is still a harrowing sight. And Travis's extreme reaction was a sad reminder that he still cared about his troubled son.
No! Travis! Please, stop it!
Number 4. Willa Geary.
Travis Manawa.
George Geary.
Even children aren't immune from the horrors of this grim world. The main group discovers the Geary family is living on an isolated island. While exploring the house, Nick finds pills that were made to cause painless deaths. Unfortunately, the young Willa Geary sees the pills and decides to take one. Her little brother later discovers her body, unaware of what really happened.
Something's wrong with Willa.
The tragedy deepens when Willa reanimates and bites into her grieving mother, Melissa. The Geary family managed to weather the initial chaos of the outbreak, but it only took one accident to permanently tear them apart.
No, Willa!
Melissa.
No! Get out of here!
Number 3. Travis Manawa. No one saw this shocking death coming. Travis and his stepdaughter Alicia narrowly escape a fallen military depot in a helicopter. During their flight, bullets punch through the helicopter and hit Travis.
We're taking fire! I know!
We see him grab his neck before revealing a severe stomach wound. Without hesitation, Travis moves to throw himself out of the helicopter so he can't turn and hurt anyone.
Travis, what are you doing?
This death was absolutely devastating to his daughter, as well as fans who had followed him from episode 1. Travis always tried to do the right thing for his family, and his final sacrifice proves he thought of them until the bitter end. Number 2. Elizabeth Liza Ortiz.
Can you still take Christopher?
I don't want to go.
Chris, it's Dad.
Weekend, he has a say.
Liza was a nursing student who balanced her studies with a complicated family life. After the outbreak, she lied about being a professional nurse so she could provide medical assistance to people in need.
I gotta go. You have plenty of juice for the night, okay?
Liza's deception takes her to a medical facility that is eventually overrun. After escaping the base, Liza reveals that she's been wounded by an infected. Although she intended to shoot herself, ex-husband Travis ultimately pulls the trigger. From her final conversation with Travis to her son Chris hearing the gunshot in the distance, every aspect of Liza's death is devastating. Her actions were selfless, but cost her everything. Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Massive, we gotta go. If we don't go now, we'll be trapped.
Number 1. Ofelia Salazar. Ofelia Salazar was willing to do anything for her people. When her group is stuck in a pantry that's running low on oxygen, she volunteers to investigate the problem. Ofelia discovers the air vent is blocked by an infected. While clearing it away, she gets bitten. As the virus spreads, we watch Ofelia struggle to fight a losing battle. She tries to hold on long enough to see her father Daniel one last time, but dies seconds before he arrives.
What kind of sick joke is this?
Watching the strong-willed Ofelia slowly suffer is hard enough, but seeing her stoic father break down and shoot his only daughter makes this a particularly heartbreaking death.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.